All right, welcome to episode 6 of the Warrior Dad podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Wickersham, founder of the Warrior Dad Experience. If you want to find all things out about the Warrior Dad, go out to www.thewarriordad.com. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you listening. If you haven't subscribed to the show yet, please do. If you haven't shared it up with two dads, and that's all I'm asking, two dads in your network, please do that as well. We need this message. We need this movement to get out to more dads, because dads specifically aren't playing to their true potential. And that gets us to the topic of today's podcast. Are you a lion or are you a lamb? And I had posted this out on my social channels a couple weeks ago, and I got a lot of traction. A lot of people resonated with that question, with that message. And I'm going to challenge you in this podcast today to answer that question personally for yourself, to do some self-reflection, to have an honest assessment of where you are in your life. And without that honesty, it's tough to get any growth, because you don't have a leaping off point. You don't have a foundation underneath you to leap off. That's why so many dads, so many men stay stuck. They're in never-ending quicksand. No matter how hard they try and work, they try and grit their teeth, they give more effort. When you don't have an honest conversation with yourself of where you're at, it's very difficult to move forward. So are you a lion or are you a lamb? And I just love the visual image that plays in my mind, right? And the first question related to are you a lion or are you a lamb is when life throws you curveballs, when life kind of throws haymakers your way. Do you become the victor as a lion? Are you going to fight back at life? Are you going to start throwing punches back? Are you going to have that warrior mentality that I love to bring to each and every day? Love to bring the dads into the Warrior Dad Experience to embrace that same warrior mentality day in and day out. Are you going to be the victor? That's a lion trait. Or are you going to be the victim? Are you going to be a lamb? How are you playing day in and day out? Do you throw punches back, or do you blame other people, other circumstances? Do you become the victim? And are you a lamb? Powerful question to ask yourself. What happens? What do you do when life pushes against you? Do you fight back? Do you become that victor? Or do you blame, make excuses for why you're not where you need to be, and you become the victim? So important, right? And that then leads into kind of the second question. Are you a lion or are you a lamb? Are you on offense? Are you on the attack? Those are lion traits. Or are you playing defense? Are you back on your heels? That's playing life as a lamb. The lion side, attack, offense, you're on your toes. You have a mentality. You have grit. You have resilience. You see days as battles that you're fighting. You're constantly on the attack. You're playing to win, not to lose. You have more good days than bad days when you're on your toes and you're attacking. Life, the universe, will respond to your energy when you're on the attack, when you're playing offense, versus, hey, this is just how life is. Why does this always happen to me? I'm just going to stay the same. I'm going to sit on the couch rather than going out and playing with my kiddos. I'll start the workout next week when the week is fresh. Playing defense is exhausting. I always like to relate it when I coached my boys in basketball. When I played basketball, playing defense, your knees are bent, your hips are bent, your quads burn. That's what you're doing all day long when you let life, society, throw haymakers at you. When you sit on your heels and just let everything happen rather than being proactive and getting on that attack like a lion. So are you playing offense, defense, lion, lamb? Answer that question. Check mark each side of the equation. You've got two questions that you should have answered by now on where you're at. Third one, are you a leader or are you a follower? Leader, that's a lion. Follower, that's a lamb. One of the things I've stressed with my two sons are now in their teenage years, now for multiple years, is if you see a pack going one way, you see a herd of people going one way, dare to be uncommon and dare to go the other. Create your own path. When you see the path in the forest, go pick a different route at a darkest point where there is no path and create your own path. That's what a lion would do. That's what a leader does. That's what we need to do as dads with our families, is be that leader. Too many people are following. They're doing what everybody does in society. How is that working out for us? We've got more people depressed, anxious than ever before in human history. In the States, 70, 75, 80% of people are overweight or obese. Things are not working for us. Why are we following? Why are we being lambs? Especially as the tip of the spear, the leader of our families. So important. Lion, leader, lamb, follower. Which one are you? That's another check mark that you can figure out and put on the kind of the docket, right? Which side do you lie on? Which side do you fall on? The other component, here's another piece, lion, lamb. A lion, a leader, and this falls right into the one we just talked about, guides his children and plants seeds for future growth, gives his kids the strategies, tactics, tools he didn't have growing up. Maybe the struggles he dealt with. I've dealt with plenty of those in my life. Whether it was alcohol, porn, gambling, whatever it was. A leader, a lion, guides them, has honest, vulnerable conversations about those things with his kids. Gives them those strategies, tactics, tools to navigate those difficult questions and difficult parts of their lives. That's what we need. That's what the warrior dad mentality is all about. We take the lead. We guide. Dad, you're not your kids' friends. You're just not. Eventually you will be, and there's times in your relationship with them that you're great friends, watching the ball game, doing different activities, throwing the football, shooting hoops. But many times you're their guide. You need to be a disciplinarian. You need to give them structure. You need to give them those tools, strategies, tactics that maybe you didn't have growing up. Lamb, let school and others guide their kids. I'll say it again. Lamb, let school and others guide their children. Which side do you fall on? Right? Are you guiding your sons and daughters each and every day? Are you equipping them with what they need to thrive in an ever-changing, technology-driven society? Or are you saying, they'll be okay. School will take care of them. They'll figure it out. That's not what our duty is as dads. Our duty is to guide them, push them, show them the way. So important to do. And that leads into the last question where you can say, hey, which side of the ledger do I fall on, lion or lamb? Lions lead by example. They're out there on the hunt. They're crushing a workout. They're meditating. They're doing things that they want their children to do, and they're doing it by actually putting it into practice, taking action, and then their kids watch and they follow. This has been one of the greatest things I've done as a dad, and I didn't necessarily inherently know it. I know it now looking back, and I know it now looking back because of how my sons are on the attack, chasing their dreams and their visions. I was showing them for years how important being physically fit is. They were doing workouts when they were 4 and 5 years old. No wonder why they're hitting the gym or doing a dribbling workout before school at 5:30 a.m. And then they're going to football practice and they're still hitting the gym later at night. I was leading by example. They see me do the Goggins 4x4x48 challenge 2 years in a row. They see me throw out my Wickersham challenge that I did this past July, where I did 26 rounds of 1.01 miles, 50 pull-ups, 75 sit-ups, and 100 push-ups. You can do the math, full marathon and a heck of a lot of pull-ups, sit-ups, and push-ups. They watch me do it. They watch me suffer. They watch me push the envelope. Dads, if your kids aren't on the attack, you've got to look in the mirror at yourself. Lions are showing by example. They're leading by example. They're on the hunt, pursuing the best version of themselves. You want your kids to do the same thing? You bet your ass you better do it yourself. Lambs tell their kids what they should do, but then don't do anything themselves. And our kids have a big BS meter. They can feel that incongruency of you saying one thing and then not doing it yourself. They're going to learn more by you not doing it than by your words. And I guarantee you, and this might have already happened to you, if you're a dad of some older kids, they probably called you out on your BS. That's the lamb mentality. Talking about it, but not doing it yourself. So you got 5 questions to answer. If you need to go back, rewind, listen to them all, have a ledger, see where you fall out. You're not going to be right in the middle. And I did that on purpose. To have an honest conversation with yourself. And if you're falling too much on that lamb side, not only are you suffering, your kids are going to suffer. Their future is going to suffer for your lack of action, your lack of attack, for your lack of adopting that warrior lion mentality. And I wanted to lay it down, and sometimes it's harsh truth, but you got to listen and you got to hear what I'm saying. My sons are soon to be 15, 13. I'm on the downslide of them being in my house. I want to equip them with everything they have possibly to be able to succeed, be happy, thrive in life. Those honest conversations, those hard conversations that we have to have them as men, as leaders, as the tip of the spear for our families. It's our duty as dads. And if you're too much on the lamb side, it's time for you to step up. It's time for you to take action. Your kid's future deserves it. They didn't choose to have you as a dad. They had no say in the matter. You chose to have kids. It's time for you to step up and be the leader. Be that lion that your kids are so waiting for. I guarantee you they see you as a hero. It's time to step into that hero's mentality, that warrior dad mentality. Embrace it, live it. I guarantee you, I've seen it in myself and I've seen it in the dads that have gone through the warrior dad experience. When you start to play that way, and each and every one of my dads, 100% success rate when they've gone through the experience, they put in the work, they got results. Your life changes fundamentally. And it's amazing to watch. So which side do you lie on? Lion or lamb? Have an honest conversation with yourself and then start to take action. I appreciate you listening. Dare to be uncommon. Lovely legacy. Create a legendary day. And I'll talk to you soon.